Hello and welcome to Flippin' Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we're flipping through Mad Magazine number 507, released February 2011. Cover price $5.99, which is indeed cheap. But before we do that, please let me remind you, hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. That's the #1 way that you can support this YouTube channel. So consider doing that. It really does make a difference, and I really appreciate all of you who have recently subscribed and all of you who have been longtime subscribers. If you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. You can also become a channel member on YouTube. If you support me on Patreon, you get a 6 set of stickers, you get a set of buttons, you could even get a stencil, great for defacing public and private property. If you become a channel member, you can get all of that. In addition, you get these videos early. Any video I post, you get it before anybody else does. So if that's worthwhile, consider doing that as well. These are the people that I get to thank for their support today: Ben Forsgren, Joey Gesso, Reflection of Perfection, Tom Richmond, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support. I hope I can keep on earning it. With that, let's get here. Let's get me. And let's get into this issue. You guys, I didn't like this issue. You know, I was trying to figure it out. I was like reading through this, and I was so unhappy reading it. And I don't know why. I think it's kind of a politics heavy one. And it was just a lot. And maybe it's because like the current state of things or whatever. And I'm a very sensitive millennial. It just wasn't a fun issue for me. That being said, it wasn't devoid of funny or fun things. There's a lot of really good stuff in here. I think the politics tires me. Oh, Mark Fredrickson does this cover. A cool cover. They got a lot of mileage out of the oil spill. There were a few covers that focused on that. But it's also the 20 dumbest people, events, and things of 2010. And those are always very, not controversial, but sometimes they talk about things that they wouldn't normally talk about, I feel like. Here we have a nice house ad. No worries, you're not going to get the ad alert this time around. I'm going to take this out. I forgot about these glossy pages. I always forget ahead of time, and then I see it in front of me. I'm like, ew, glossiness. Let's keep going on through onto the letters department. I think this is what tipped me off that I would not like this issue is this. I don't want to see your kid. Your kid doesn't actually look like Alfred E. Neuman. My least favorite feature in the letters department was when they would show children that vaguely look like Alfred E. Neuman. Yeah, call me a curmudgeon. But make sure you do it in the comments. Other than that, it was really just not a good letters department. There wasn't that much interesting stuff going on. And I do have to do this ad alert because there's the reader alert, and the reader alert serves as an ad. You get all of this stuff if you got your letter published. And it's like, oh God. This book, I don't have this book, Mad's Greatest Artists, Sergio Aragones. And I wonder I don't know. I'm curious about this because it makes it seem like it's a series. Did they put out a bunch of these books? This is definitely one that I might pick up because I think my kids would really like it. Who doesn't like Sergio Aragones? Welcome to the Fundellini pages. A couple really fun things in here. Fundellini things in here. Here, the Fast Five. This is something I didn't forget about, but I haven't thought about in a while. Fast 5 Reasons No One is Watching Conan's new CBS or new show on TBS. If people wanted to see an hour of a pasty white, socially awkward creep, they'd just watch half of the Twilight movie. At that time, most viewers are brushing their teeth and putting on their pajamas so that at midnight they'll be ready to watch the hilarious new king of late night talk, Mr. George Lopez. Number 3, Conan's on cable now, which means there's a small but haunting possibility that he'll show full frontal, which of course this is the one that Rick Talka illustrated. Number 4, it turns out 6 straight episodes of The Office reruns isn't as strong a lead in as you would think. And number 5, most people would just rather watch Jay than Conan. Didn't we already settle this? That's a sad thing. I still, I don't understand why they did that to Conan. That was such a rude thing to do. I always like to look at these, the celebrity cause of death betting odds. Herman Mejia used to be, he would draw the tombstones, paint the tombstones, and it was lovely. Katy Perry fatally bitch slapped after she kissed a girl who didn't like it, 2-1. Infected rash caused by Cookie Monster's off-camera motorboating, 3-1. Massive chest cold, 6-1. Catastrophic whiplash when bra snaps due to extreme pressure. Catches pneumonia from repeatedly being hot and then cold, 20-1. I think these are all references to her career that I don't get because I don't know Katy Perry. Stoned to death as a floozy of the devil by members of her parents' flock, and tragic fall while entering catering hall to celebrate her 50-year blissfully happy marriage to Russell Brand. They are not married any longer. Lots of cool stuff in this one. Teresa Burns Parkhurst, P.C. Vey. And then down here, I'm going to look at this one. I'll take a coffee and my wife will have a water. Are you ready to order or would you like to wait until she gets here? Wait until she gets here? Yeah. What do you think this is, my sister? Well, that's not all, because there is a second one of these. My wife, the turtle. Bills are really piling up, hon. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to get a job. And he's at the petting zoo, and a young boy is going to pet the turtle. Watch those hands, buddy. Turtles aren't known as great petting animals, right? This is great. Is this a George Woodbridge? Yes, it is. It says so right there. Quite obviously, it's a George Woodbridge. We're going to keep on keeping on. Oh, wait. Oh, I missed this. There's a third one. This is going to be new to me. My Wife the Turtle, episode 3. Ex-girlfriend's walking towards us. Quick, darling. Smile and look happy. I just wanted her to know what she missed out on. Thank God you have your Nobel Peace Prize. I loved this one. This is a very good one. And how about this Tom Bunk illustration? This like bizarre sports monster. Warcraft character, World of Warcraft character, or NBA nickname. NBA, Warcraft, NBA, Warcraft, NBA, Warcraft, Warcraft, Warcraft. No, maybe NBA. NBA, Warcraft, Agent Zero, and Warcraft. No, NBA. Skymaster Sunwing, Warcraft. What does it say? Oh, odd number are NBA nicknames, even number are World of Warcraft characters. Look at that. I didn't even cheat, you guys. What a genius. Okay, here we have Harry Potter, and it's dreadful what follows. The 7th movie in the Harry Potter saga, the 7th mad spoof of the boy wizard. At this point, all you need to know is it's Harry Potter, and it's dreadful what follows. Boy, I wish I knew about Harry Potter. I wish I was like into that, because it seems like I'm missing out on all sorts of things. Am I? Tom Richmond, obviously doing the artwork of this. And is this Desmond Devlin? Devlin. Yes, it is. Of course, it's old Desi. Desi's working hard. So is Tom. Who puts in more work, do you think? Who works longer hours? Desmond Devlin or Tom Richmond? Anyway, lots of fun chicken fat references to other series. Look at that. Frosty the Snowman, also created by, not created by, but designed by Paul Coker Jr. He did a lot of that. What is that? Something and something. Rigsum and Bass and something. I don't know. Anyway, this is a pretty great one. The spoof seems more colorful than the movie. I don't know if I'm misremembering things, but here we have Spy versus Spy by Peter Kuper. Look at that. He's just doing his laundry. We put some type of remote in his pocket. Oh, he follows him. He's tracking him. Look at this. Uh-oh. What a great gag. Like talking through this seems so silly. Let's keep moving on. The strip club. Now, the strip club normally, that's like a lot farther back in the magazine, but most of the rest of the magazine is the 20 dumbest. There was one of these that I thought was absolutely brilliant. Got your nose? Oh, look at they're happy to see this baby. He's so cute. Thanks. Aw, how old is he? About 6 months. Aw. We're home. When the hell are you going to help get one of those broads up here? One step at a time, Frank. He's got a parasitic twin. Like in, you know, what is that? When Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to Mars? Leave in the comment the name of that movie. Gosh, that's going to bother me. Hey, how about, I've seen this one several times. Kit Lively, I think, posted it recently on his Instagram. Hey, how about we go back to my place, have a few drinks, and get a little crazy? What do you say? Let's not and say we did. Okay. Really? Cool. Guess what? This chick and I totally did it. And then this is dark, but so much fun. Come on, sweetie, open up for the airplane. Open up for the... Look at... She's opening up for it. Anyway, I thought that one was pretty fun. And then this, I feel like I've seen this recently. Was this republished in a one of the latest Mads? Here we have the Mad 20 Dumbest of 2010. The 20 Dumbest of 2010. Look at silly bands. That was a pretty dumb trend. It's just rubber bands shaped like things, and kids went ape for them. I'm sorry, I just noticed that. This, starting off, the BP oil spill, through a combination of incompetence, unethical business practices, greed, and willful neglect, British Petroleum caused the largest accidental oil spill of all time. The rig explosion killed 11 workers and caused widespread, long-lasting damage to the Gulf Coast and its wildlife. As oil-soaked pelicans perished and the local economy tanked, BP CEO Tony "I Want My Life Back" Hayward rose to the challenge by reading well-scripted apologies from his European yacht. In the end, the only animals that escaped the catastrophe unharmed were the corporate weasels of BP. I just really love this poster. The creators of the Black Lagoon. This was painted by Richard Williams, and it's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Number 2, the Obama presidency got milquetoast. Look at that. He didn't close down Guantanamo, healthcare cave-in. I don't really know about that. This must have been, the Mosque of Mosque and Men must have been the biggest news story of 2010 because it's referenced a lot in this issue. And I don't know, sometimes the guys at New York, they think New York stuff is bigger than maybe it is. But boy, there's a lot of it. That's not the last we'll hear about the 9/11 mosque. Mel Gibson's rants. I need a woman. I need a woman, not a fucking little girl with a fucking dysfunctional. I can't say that. I can't say that word. What are you talking about, you fucking ignorant bitch? These were like Alec Baldwin and Mel Gibson had insane rants. I feel like there was one of these the last time I was in the 500s. Every 500, I have to do a top 20 dumbest. I feel like every single time I'm in the 500s, that's what I'm doing. But there was one like this. It was a Trump one, and it was Trump quotes. And unlike these, I mean, like these are like really, really fucked up. What I noticed about last time is like the Trump quotes were actually kind of funny. They were funny jokes, and they were funnier than the actual page. This is, I don't know, this is pretty disturbing to read, to be honest. Here you have Spy vs. Spy 50th anniversary with the 2011 calendar. And they have all Prohías stuff, I think. None of the other artists that did it. Not Bob Clark, not Dave Manick, not Peter Kuper. Too bad. Here you go, Cheap Preludes. I remember this. Tiger Woods. Tiger plays around. Babes in the Woods. In real life, there's no such thing as a mulligan, which is too bad for Tiger Woods because after the year he's had, he could really use a do-over. In 2010, the tabloids were saturated with tales of trysts with strippers and bar sluts, a bitter and ugly divorce, and million-dollar endorsements that completely crumbled. Then things got bad. Rehab for sex addiction, an awkward Nike commercial featuring the voice of his dead father, and a total disintegration of his golf game. Tiger's so screwed up that even if he did get a mulligan, he'd probably just end up using it to bang those strippers and sluts all over again. Cheat, pray, love. That's pretty fun. And then his ex-wife bashed his car in with a golf club, which was probably, I don't know. I was going to say reasonable, but maybe not reasonable. And I think she was trying to hit him. Never heard of this story. I don't know. Never heard of it. Here we have LeBron James and the Fuck Cleveland show. It's not the heat, it's the lack of humility. If I recall, this is the one where he set up a whole press conference to announce who he was signing with, and everybody was so excited. I think a lot of people thought he was going to be staying with Cleveland, and he announced that he will be leaving Cleveland for the Miami Heat. And yeah, he got a lot of blowback on that. Here is by far my favorite one. And this is, it's not just because of Herman Mejia. That's a lie. It probably is just because of Herman Mejia. These paintings are insane. So there was this whole bodies exhibit that was like traveling the country, and it was, I don't know, put on by some company in China. So it was all these people with their skin torn off, and then like they would put them in glue or whatever, and so they would peel their skin off, or they would just be their nervous system. Really, I don't know, really grotesque stuff, I guess. That's what I would say. But people could be like, it's art or science or something, and so it's okay. This is the Jersey Shore edition of the Bodies exhibit. Look at this. And I mean, like, just the humor in this. So JWoww with the, she had large fake breasts. Then you have these parts where it's like the fat and the skin is still on it. Mike the Situation. Pauly D. Look at Pauly D with like, he's wearing a tank top of skin. It's remarkable. My God. The best one though is probably Snooki. And you can see like these skinny little arms with like the fat right there and like the rambunctious breasts. And then again with the swimsuit, and it's like pressing into the flesh, but then you have it cut away. It's How do you do this? How do you even plan something like this and execute it? It's remarkable. Gosh. What a genius. What an absolute genius. Love Herman Mejia. Jay Leno steals back The Tonight Show, The Late Shift. Who could have imagined that among the displaced employees unemployed this year would be none other than Conan O'Brien? But when Conan took over The Tonight Show and promptly lost half of Jay Leno's viewers, the smell of blood was in the water. Leno, who had just finished dragging NBC to the bottom with his new 10 p.m. show, realized that agreeing to give up The Tonight Show might not have been his wisest move, with the bonehead execs at NBC clearly thinking, we're gonna need a bigger star. Jay circled his prey, and it was only a matter of days before Conan was dead in the water, and Jay was back as the king of the late-night predators. In the end, the whole thing was pretty fishy, and they just left anyway. It just seemed like they were trying to get rid of Conan. That was a bummer. That was a real bummer. A lot of stuff that I'm just, well, I remember this. I remember Meat Dress. Meat Dress was cool. I don't remember JetBlue Flight Attendant. I don't remember Glenn Beck's Unity Rally. His Fable Rub doesn't make you cry, so this illustration doesn't really make sense. Like opens your sign. Does it make you? It's never made me cry. Don't know about Toyota running people over. Vaguely remember the iPhone 4. I mean, it's like there's so much of this, which is just, hey, this guy I remember. Unwanted Jesse James. On his show, Monster Garage, Jesse James would take an ordinary vehicle. Oh, I don't have time to read this. We're at 22 minutes. Let's do this fold in. What musical sensation of 2010 seems destined for oblivion? Is it Lady Gaga, Kesha, Justin Bieber, or Katy Perry? No, it's the Vuvuzela and the four shown here. I don't know if they're in Oblivion anymore. The Vuvuzela. That was part of the whatchamacallit. Again, the mosque at Ground Zero. It must have been pretty huge. And then they do, the Tea Party and the Tea Titans. Then they do an addendum with Paul Coker Jr., which seems that's cheating to me. Katy Perry flaunts her boobs on Sesame Street. Some of these I would have preferred, actually. Like this, Brett Favre sending dick pics. Roger Clemens getting charged with perjury. Yeah. All sorts of things like that. General McChrystal bad-mouthing the higher-ups in the Rolling Stone interview. That was like huge. He got fired for that. Here we go. I'm gonna go a little longer, I think. A mad look at twins, triplets, and beyond. This was really great. There's a fun little piece of chicken fat in here. Like, all right, oh, I got this stuff. I need that from the bank. Oh, here's a baby. Oh, here's a second baby. Oh, shit. I'm going to need all of this extra stuff. Here's two more babies. Does that house look familiar? That man lives in the Simpsons house. 6 babies. And then he robs the bank. This was like when, I feel like this is when all of that like in vitro stuff was happening. And there were ladies who were getting just bonkers numbers of kids. That's a genius idea. Like, oh God, this smells like pig shit. Nope. Just 4 babies worth of shit. Oh my God, I love this. So he leaves the office. He goes and does some window shopping. He feeds the pigeons in the park, goes and has a drink at the bar, comes home, and his wife's just putting the kids to bed. There are people like that. Hit pause. You gotta hit pause and read this one over. Read all the ones that I don't read to you. Oh my God. This one is so fucked up, though. It's like, hey, you want to go get a motel? Boom. Makes love to her. Oh, I'll be right back. Makes love to her. Oh, she's exhausted. Those dudes are nasty. That's so gross. That is so gross to do. Oh my gosh. I can't believe Sergio thought of that. The remark. Here we have the upsides to a nationwide bug bed infestation. John Caldwell, a man. Here we have, in the looks department, bed bugs have it all over ticks. Ticks are disgusting. I hate ticks. Takes a little bit of the sting and a lot of the itch out of a foreclosure. Here you go, mortgage monkey. We left a little scratch in the mattress for you. Chronic acne breakouts will go virtually unnoticed. Dude, check it out. Smoking hot. Although a tad bulky, your mattress blows away any lame ant farm at show and tell. Oyster beds, already ravaged in the Gulf Coast, will be unaffected. And it could be worse. Can you say sofa snakes? And here we have the return of one of the greatest Mad features. Drew Friedman drawing it again. The Mad Guide to Man Boobs, Volume 2. You have the, it's hard to top that first one because the first one had that excitement of being the first. But this is a very good sequel. Here we have the front butt, really good shape there. We have the stalactites, really drooping, some drooping dogs. Decoys, looking like somebody is in Jabba's palace here. We have the mud flaps, nice angular objects there. The ZZ tips, well, hairy nipples. That's what I look like when I shirt up. The distended chesticles. The rattlers. Are those pierced or are those just like, anyway, vampire bites and homers. Would have liked it if the mouth was more Homer-esque, but you know, you take what you can get, and it's still a work of art. Wait a second. Oh, add alert, and then add alert again. What a bummer. You guys, this has been Mad Magazine number 507. Yes, indeed, it has. As you're coming to the end of this video, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. If you were watching the whole time, you can let me know by saying, BP did nothing wrong. Leave that as a comment, and then I'll know that you watched all the way through this whole video. Thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.